where does legitimacy come from? Why do we hold some things to be legitimate and other things to not be? Okay, if somebody has information that you do not have, and they can prove that they have it, right? That would make them a legitimate source. It can be shown, it can be proven. All right, so what legitimacy does the government have, or what legitimacy did kings have, or any of these other people who are placed in positions of authority over the masses, right? Now, the kings, they used to say that they were given authority by God. It is God who chose me to be king in my bloodline and my family's, and therefore I can rule over all of you. And I can send people to war to die. I can collect taxes and all of the fruits of your labor because God said so. Okay, if you believe in God and in that aspect, all right, sure, maybe. Maybe they have some legitimacy, maybe not. So where does government's legitimacy come from? From legal paperwork, right? And from the people who hold up the system, right? Because America is not the American government. America is the Americans. The people who live and reside and work and build and strive and continue to perpetuate this nation. That is America. Not the government, not the president or the congressman or the senators, the police officers, or any of this other shit, right? So what legitimacy do they have besides military force, right? And the police would be included in that, right? So it's basically a dude with a gun saying, yeah, you do what you're told, or we'll kill you or throw you in a cage. That is the only legitimate source of its power besides the people's faith within it. And yet, we somehow deem this acceptable. We gladly contribute to and perpetuate this system of control. Now, people say that this is the price we pay to live in this civilization. And to you, I say, Stockholm Syndrome is very much a thing. Yeah. And you are certainly a victim of it if you believe that, well, who's going to make the roads? All right. There is little to no legitimacy in the state, in the government, in these people who are just people, right? But claim authority over us. And at a certain point, if we do not reclaim our power, they will have total control over us in a legitimate format via total surveillance, total control of economics and resources, right? Because that's what the economy is. It is the moving of one resource from this spot to another spot, the allocation of resources, right? And we trade fictional currency in order to acquire these resources, right? And the only reason that the currency has any legitimacy is because other people will trade resources for it. So, it's time to acknowledge the fact that we are being ruled illegitimately. And just like the kings of old who claimed to be put in power by God, right? But they were all related and part of the same bloodline, and that's a whole nother video. But it's time to reclaim our legitimacy as the sovereigns of our own lives and understand that no other person really has authority over us, and they shouldn't unless our actions directly affect another individual that we do not have authority over, right? My rights end where your rights begin. So, let's all start acting in accordance. We have more in common with each other than those that want us to fight.